Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are all of you? I hope you people are doing great and happy and amazing. So in this particular video, I would be clearing a lot of misconception about the two very common and basic concept, whether you talk about English or poetry or novel or storybooks or even in our daily conversations in English. These two concepts are very much like confusing at times, or even when we are reading any stories or novel, that time also it comes up. Yes, so today I'm going to talk about the difference between similes and metaphors. So what exactly is the difference? Because we know that both are almost the same, but not exactly the same. Yeah, so without any further ado, let me get straight to the topic. So the first one is about similes. So simile is, so let me give an example, like a sentence, then I can explain that clearly. So when I say something like she is as sweet as sugar. So here I have compared two objects of different classes with a connective. So here she I have compared with sugar. So she is belonging to the human class, whereas sugar belongs to object, that is material class. So these two objects belongs to completely two different classes, but I have compared these two together with a connective, that is as. So I would tell the sentence once more, that is she is as sweet as sugar. So you see, I have compared two different objects of different classes, one of human class and other of material class, and I have compared them with a connective like that is as. So I can even do that with other words, like I can use like, as, and I can also use verb to connect them, like appears or seems, or she seems like summer. You know, she seems like summer, or she looks like summer today. So here I have compared again she, which is a part of a human class, with summer, which is a part of a season class. So you get the difference, right? When I am comparing two objects of different classes together with connectives or verbs such as, like, seems, appears, then we can call them as simile. Now one more thing which you all need to keep in mind is that while you're writing a poem or any novel, that if you're comparing two objects of the same class, then that is not a simile. So if I'm saying something like Neha is as tall as Sneha, then that won't be a simile, because here Neha and Sneha both belongs to the human class, so they won't come under, that won't come under a simile. Similarly, if I say something like Dubai is as superb as New York, okay, maybe. So that is what another. So here both are, I'm comparing both the cities. So both are of the same class. So they won't make a simile. But if I say something like you're just like summer, or you seem so dull, as if a storm has raged upon you. So again, as and all that. So you seem like a storm today. So when I'm using these words, you know, songs, as, like, and all these things, and comparing objects of different class, that is what a simile. So now let us talk about metaphor. So metaphor is also the same. So I'm comparing two objects of different classes, but without a connective. So some examples of metaphor may be you light up my day. So you literally don't light up my day, right? But I'm using that as a metaphor. So I'm comparing you with light. So your effect is equivalent to light and day in my life. So you light up my day. Similarly, something like she rages storm inside me. So again, I have used this very nicely. See, if I use a sentence like she looks as fierce as a storm today, here it's a simile, because I have used this word as and I have compared two different things. So I have compared this girl with the storm. But when I'm using this sentence, that she rages storm today, she rages storm today, or she will rage storm today, here I am not using any as or like, but I have said that she is going to rage a storm. Obviously she won't be raging a storm, right? She won't be bringing storm along with her, but her anger or her entire attitude is something which is being compared to the storm here. So I might have compared her anger or her demeanor or like her get up at that point of time, and I thought that she may be so much angry that she can result in a storm today. So that is how you compare. Yeah, that's like the basic difference. And again, there are varieties of metaphors, types of metaphor, types of simile. You don't really need to get into those things. It's just a basic understanding that you people need to have, that is simile and metaphor. So when you're comparing two objects of different classes, like a human class with a material class, or a city class with a human class, with verb or connective such as like, as, seems, appear, you call that as a simile. Whereas in metaphor, it's the same thing. When you compare two different objects of two different classes but without a connective, it's a metaphor. That's all. So I hope I have been able to clear the misconception which persists about these two concepts, which are like always a confusion in our mind. And if you people feel that the confusion is clear or it's still there, if it is clear, then definitely do like this particular video and subscribe. But if you feel a lot of more discussion needs to be done, then also do comment below. And yeah, that's all for this particular video. I will come back again with yet another nice and interesting video on poetry, writing, publishing, or maybe self-help or anything. That's all. Till then, see you all. Bye. Take care and be happy. Bye.